Royals baseball comes to you on the 4th of July. And tonight at Kauffman Stadium, the Royals wrap up a 3-game series with the first place Cleveland Indians. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre. Joel Goldberg and Jeff Montgomery will be coming up. Well, it's baby steps right now for the Royals offense. On the last road trip, they finally broke past that long streak of 4 runs or fewer. Last night, they finally broke through their long streak of 9 hits or fewer.
Yeah, it's been a little bit frustrating if you're a starting pitcher or a bullpen guy with lack of run support. But you know what? It's not easy. They're starting to find their groove there. They're clicking a little bit. 4 runs on 12 hits. That's right. 12 hits last night off of a good team. These guys are starting to roll a little bit. What Ned Yost has said, he's been waiting for this opportunity for the guys to heat up. They've got a combination of speed and power, infield hits and pop. See it again.
With Ian Kennedy on the disabled list, Trevor Oaks has been called up from AAA to pitch tonight.
On July 4th, 1776, the Second Continental Congress met in Philadelphia to adopt the final version of the Declaration of Independence.
And in the United States, Independence Day means barbecues, fireworks, and baseball. We've got a hot night at Kauffman Stadium. Ian Kennedy is the subject of our University of Kansas Health System injury report update. He is on the disabled list with a strained left oblique. The Royals think he will miss just 1 start, so that's good news. And that means that most likely it's just going to be a spot start, meaning just 1 start for Trevor Oaks, who's been outstanding since the Royals sent him back to AAA.
He made some adjustments, but I tell you, this is really good for him to face a first-place team. Because when you beat a first-place team, then it makes you look even better. Look at this. I like how he's developed a little bit of a delay in his delivery. He's got a little pause in there. It's throwing some hitters off. Got a nice downward angle. Hopefully he'll repeat those numbers from AAA right here in the show against the Tribe.
And on this Independence Day, Joel and Monty will defer to the national anthem, and we'll cover that when we return. United States Air Force Staff Sergeant Michelle Doolittle.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still
Lottery. Every ticket played gives back to Missouri schools. So play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. And by Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Find yours at your Kansas City area Chevy dealers. Big fireworks show is coming up after the game, and it's an opportunity for Trevor Oakes to impress the big league coaching staff. He'll be going up against Trevor Bauer of the Indians. The lineups and the first pitch are coming up next.
Cruiser USS Chancellorsville, operating in the South China Sea. Just want to say a special thank you to Major League Baseball and all the great fans out there that support baseball and our United States Navy. Thank you for the support.
And thank you, Commander. We go from the South China Sea to Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, where it is exactly what you would expect on July the 4th. 92 degrees, mostly sunny for the final game of 3 between the Indians and the Royals. Cleveland has won the first 2, 9-3 and 6-4. They've hit a grand slam in both games. It was Francisco Lindor with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs in game 1. Last night it was Yan Gomes with a grand slam in the 6th inning. He is not in the lineup tonight. Roberto Perez will do the catching. And the Indians are on a little bit of a grand slam roll. Our Kubota Power Stats, they have hit 8 this year, 1 shy of the major league lead, and they've hit 4 in their last 11 games. And tonight they will get Trevor Oakes. Home plate umpire Brian O'Nora is making sure that we start on time, and now the clock turns to 7:15. And for Trevor Oakes, this will be his 4th big league appearance and his 2nd big league start. And he's up and away, ball 1 on Francisco Lindor. The 1 start for Oakes was against the White Sox, and that was at the end of April. He gave up 5 runs in 5 innings, 12 hits in 5 innings, 10 of which were singles. 2-1.
Yeah, that 1 strike he just threw the previous pitch was the one he wants, sinker. Now breathe easy. Shh. Take it. It's a 2nd career start. Don't get too excited. He's a sinker ball pitcher. Sinker balls, when they're up in the zone, get hit a long ways, and this team can do that. He has a chance to really impress tonight in his 1 start against a very good offensive team in the Cleveland Indians. Sinker down. Don't overthrow. And stay straight.
3-2 on Lindor. Got him to chase one up. Trevor Oakes was sent back down to AAA on June the 10th. And then he changed gears. 7 starts. That is 2 earned runs in 22 1/3 innings. He begins tonight with a walk. And that's what you hope for when a guy goes back down to the minor leagues, that he takes something from the big league experience and gets better in AAA.
Yeah, it sure does have the numbers, that's for sure. Forward around the horn, Royals defense, Alex Gordon. He's got 7 outfield assists. That's just 2 behind the major league lead. He's looking to throw somebody out. Whit Merrifield, man, his 82nd game, starts at second base, center field, right field, first base, designated hitter. Only 2 errors by Whitley. Very impressive defensively. Dozier getting a chance at third base.
And the Indians are running. The throw is high. And Escobar's tag on Lindor's leg came after he got his hand on the bag.
Excellent jump. You know he's going to. Look at him going for that far part of the bag with his oven mitt.
So trying to put some pressure on Trevor Oakes after the leadoff walk. Now runner in scoring position for Michael Brantley. Brantley has only 2 hits and 1 RBI in this series, but 12 RBIs against the Royals this year. Hit hard but pulled foul.
Wants to get to the first inning here, keep the ball down, use that defense, because if he's up, he's not overpowering. He's not going to be able to get any Indians out up in the zone belt high. He's going to have to work below the knees.
He is a .327 hitter in his career against the Royals, but that becomes .335 here at Kauffman Stadium. Little bit inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trevor Oakes is 25 years old. The Royals got him in a trade during the offseason from the Dodgers. A deal that also involved the Chicago White Sox. That's where he wants to be. Still 1-2.
.6'3", 225. He was very successful in AAA with pounding down. A good angle, working down with the sinker. Got 3 variations off the fastball. That's up.
Brantley hits it into the right field corner. Lindor scores, and the Indians take a 1-0 lead. That was up and that was in. Brantley did a good job of keeping his hands inside. A lot of guys would hook that ball into the seats.
Yeah, that was an excellent job. It looks like it's a breaking ball. It just hung up there. See, he's on the side of it. It had some break to it, but elevation's the key for a hitter to eyes to light up.
So make it 13 RBIs for Michael Brantley against the Royals this year in 9 games. And here's Jose Ramirez. Nice scoop by Drew Butera. Ramirez has driven in only 1 in the first 2 games. In the air to center. The wind will push it. Brantley tags, and he'll go into third base with 1 out.
Productive out by Ramirez. Cleveland, they know how to hit. They know how to play the game. Good situational contact team, and they can drive the ball to the park as well. 260 runners in scoring position is their average. Top 5 in the American League.
And the Royals will bring the infield in on Edwin Encarnacion with a runner at third. And he hits it high and deep into left center field. It will carry with the heat. Herrera makes the play. Brantley comes down from third. Encarnacion drives in his second of the series. And the Cleveland Indians, who are the only team in the American League who have scored more runs in the first inning than the Royals, have 2 tonight.
Two-seamer sinker that's just elevated. And one of the reasons we talked about keys for the game with your emotions and keep them in check is because sinker ballers, sometimes when you throw them too hard, they stay straight and they're up. So we want to be able to take a few deep breaths and just get on your game and put it right there. Finish down, keep it down, make them hit the top half of the ball.
High strike to Yonder Alonso. Well, 2 completely different pitches there. There was one that was sinking and riding away on the first pitch, and then the one you're talking about kind of flattened out. But a ground ball to first. Duda goes to the bag. Cleveland gets 2 on RBIs for Brantley and Encarnacion. Merrifield, Herrera, and Perez are coming up against Trevor Bauer. Royals scored 2 in game 1 in the first, and they scored 2 in the first inning last night. Mike Moustakas was a late scratch last night with back spasms. Ned Yost is going to give him an extra game tonight, and then the Royals have a day off tomorrow, so he should be ready to go on Friday against the Boston Red Sox. Tonight the Royals see Trevor Bauer, who's all over the place with the American League leaderboard, including the 5th best ERA and the 3rd most strikeouts.
Yeah, he is having a fantastic season. In order to beat him, just try to remember what you did in his last time you faced him. 11 hits the Royals got off of him on May 11th in Cleveland. They roughed him up and made him think twice about his stuff that day. Hopefully they can do the same thing. See him out over the middle of the plate, be short to the ball.
Witt jumps on the first pitch, shallow left center, and it's Greg Allen, who was just called up yesterday when Lonnie Chisenhall went on the DL. 1 away.
Ah, funny you should mention him. Wanted to talk about this young man. He's had stints up here this year. He's played right, left, and center. He's a center fielder with good speed. Also, Roberto Perez is an excellent backstop. Now, he has just thrown out 13 and 19 this year, but he's a fantastic young catcher and a compliment to Yan Gomes. Young man's put up some good numbers in AAA. He's waiting his turn. Depends on Zimmer and how his health's going to be in center field is for the future for this kid.
Rosell Herrera Had a 3-hit game last night, a run scored and an RBI. And since he joined the Royals on June 17th, he leads the team in hits, extra base hits, and tied for the team lead in RBIs. But Bauer takes care of him on 3 pitches, and that is 149 strikeouts for Trevor Bauer.
He'll be tough, especially if he gets ahead of you, because he's got some really good weapons to finish you off with, mainly that curve.
Our Toyota League leaders, only Max Scherzer has more double-digit strikeout games than Bauer, is tied with Chris Sale, who we will see on Friday, and James Paxton, who we saw on Sunday.
Ooh, man, I'm telling you, the Royals have seen some good pitching, no question.
Salvador Perez is the designated hitter tonight. He was 0 for 4 last night and was hit by a pitch and gave everyone a jolt when he flied out to deep left field to end the game last night against Indians closer Cody Allen, and that was with 2 on. He just missed a 3-run walk-off home run.
Yeah, you know, and so walking out of the ballpark last night, a lot of the fans were like, hey, that was a good game. We almost beat them. You know, so they were happy that the team was in it the whole way. There's a hit.
Salvi is on with 2 outs.
Nicely done. Shortstop Lindor over in towards the third baseman in that hole. Little outside fastball, little 2-seamer. Salvi's able to bounce it through. Good job. Didn't try to pull it.
And now Lucas Duda, he had a 2-run home run in the first inning last night against Indians righty Shane Bieber. He is hitting .252 overall this year, but much better than that against the Indians. Curveball is high, ball 1. Kia in the driver's seat. There's the first inning home run. And Lucas Duda is hitting .344 against the Tribe this year with 2 home runs and 5 driven in.
Short, quick, compact swing last night on that inside pitch. They're going to try him in there.
2 balls and no strikes. Only the Indians have scored more runs in the first inning in the American League, and with 2 last night, the Royals have scored 58 in the first. So it's not just runs, but the Royals are first in the American League in batting average and on base percentage in the first inning. High pop up. Ramirez, the third baseman, is all by himself on the left side, and that's the inning. 1 hit, 1 left. Cleveland leads 2-0 at the end of 1.
the first time that he has ever been there in the big leagues. Joel Goldberg down by the Royals dugout. And for Hunter, he was drafted at shortstop, moved over to third base, and he has played third base, first base, and outfield in the minor leagues, but never third base in the big leagues. Ned Yost had said he'd get some time there in the upcoming future, and then with the Mike Moustakas day-to-day injury, Hunter getting the call today. I asked him how often he's taken ground balls at third base, and he said, I take ground balls at first every day, a couple of times a week in the outfield, but I had not taken ground balls at third base since I came up here a couple of months ago. So at 4 o'clock today, under the watchful eye of Mike Jershely, he did that. He said, of course, he's comfortable over there, needs to get a little reacclimated, but Hud, one thing he did say is that he's feeling a lot better at first base. He's become used to that. He's really enjoying it. One other thing, too, Mike Moustakas said he feels much better today, and Ned Yost, with the day off tomorrow, expects that Moose will be back soon. Just woke up a little funny yesterday, and then grabbing his daughter to pick her up, his young daughter, felt it a little bit more. They want to be careful with this.
So what do you think, Hud? Just like riding a bike for Hunter Dozier tonight?
It is with the glove, but now you got to put in the throw. First base, you don't ever execute a throw hardly. So it's all about that accuracy, the arm angle, the arm slot, the release point. Everything else will be okay. He can catch it.
Jason Kipnis, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And that's a little bit high, so Oaks has walked the leadoff man in each of the first 2 innings.
Didn't want to do it. You can see had a little bit of disappointment in his face, but do not let the hitters see that. Continue to control your emotions and get down there in that zone.
Tyler Naquin comes to the plate. Naquin came on in the middle of the 9th inning last night after Brandon Geyer fouled a ball off of his knee and had to leave right in the middle of his at bat. Up and away, ball 1. You got a little medical report on Brandon Geyer?
I did. Very fortunate today. He's going to be all right. Pictures were negative. There weren't any issues in there in the bone, but he's sore. But he definitely dodged a DL spot just like Whitley did. Very fortunate.
2-0 on Naquin. And now 3 balls and no strikes.
Just not getting out front. He's not finishing. He's having a hard time with his mechanics. Drew can see it. And this is without a visit from Cal Eldred. You know, this is just a great opportunity for him because it is the Cleveland Indians. If you get beat by them, people are going to say, well, it was the Cleveland Indians. They're good. But if you can deal and you can go strong 5-6 innings against a team like this, hang in there, that's more kudos to you and also more stature, higher stature.
Good movement there. Not many positions in sports where fatigue will benefit an athlete, but when it comes to a sinker ball pitcher, sometimes that's the best thing for him. And now back-to-back walks, getting back to what Hud was saying last inning. And sinker baller, and in this case a young sinker baller who has very little major league experience, amped up, and the ball doesn't move like it normally does, but once some fatigue sets in, back comes the movement.
Yep, he's really going to rely on a ground ball double play here off of Roberto Perez's bat. That would lift him a little bit.
First time that Perez has appeared in the series. He has really scuffled this year. He is 13 out of 93.
So he's going to bunt, and he may have done that on his own. So Kipnis goes to third. Naquin moves up to second with one down. Refreshing saves, and refreshing is an important word on a night like tonight. From Price Chopper and Aquafina. Sign up at mypricechopper.com/saves to save on Aquafina when the Royals get a save. And once again, the Royals will bring the infield in with one out. He did the same thing against Encarnacion in the first inning, and Encarnacion ended up getting a sacrifice fly. This is Greg Allen, a switch hitter. Good movement on a slider in.
It's good. Greg Allen looking for his first hit with a runner in scoring position this year. 0 for 26. It's a good spot for him for Oaks right here.
Same pitch.
Breaker, see the dot? Whenever you see the dot, that means it's thrown properly with the right spin.
And there's a dot on the other side too.
That's right.
The hitter sees that same dot. Good spot. He chased two. We'll see if he chases that one. Kipnis walked, Naquin walked, and then Perez dropped down a sacrifice bunt.
And you know what? That was a nice bunt and timely. Who says that there's no place for a bunt in this game? That was well done. Now, even if they can't get a run in, he keeps them out of the double play area and a chance for his team to score a run here.
That foul ball got Drew Butera. So Trevor Oaks spends a little time with Brian Onora, who's out there just to give Drew a little extra time to shake it off.
Yeah, good for Oaks to smile right there too. I like to see that. That's good. Maybe Onora was cracking a joke or something, but that's right off the outside of the knee there. Ouch. And it's good. Maybe it'll break a little bit of tension here, but the count 1 and 2. Don't give him anything too good. Don't leave anything up over the plate. He can slap out there. Infield drawn in. Keep him down. Breaking balls too. Everything. Make him golf.
2-2. It is hot. It is sticky. And after every pitch, Oaks is wiping his hand on his pant leg, and about every other pitch he's going back to grab that rosin bag to try and dry up some of the moisture. And now Allen hits it to center field. Rosel Herrera fades back to make the play. Kipnis scores. Naquin goes to third, and Cleveland leads 3-0. So the leadoff walk in both innings turns into a run.
Two-seamer. Elevation.
And is Allen's 4th RBI this year at the big league level. Francisco Lindor opened the game with a walk, and then he stole second base and scored on Michael Brantley's double. Lindor has scored 5 runs in this 3-game series. Naquin's at third base with 2 down. Out to Duda, and he'll take it himself. So Cleveland adds a run for a 3-0 lead. have 7.5 more innings.
That's right.
3-0 Indians. If the Royals hit a triple in tonight's game, the Kansas City Honda dealers will make a $1,000 donation to the KC Urban Youth Academy. Make that little girl happier. Jorge Bonifacio got his first extra base hit since rejoining the Royals last night with a 3rd inning double. He also walked. So he has been on base twice in 3 straight games. Fastball at 93 from Trevor Bauer. One ball, 1 strike. Well, that's a pitch that we talked about was a strength for Bonifacio last year. Hanging breaking balls, and he let it rip.
And he had a good one too, and he knows exactly what Bauer's got.
Bauer this year has been throwing his slider more often. Last year he threw his curve quite a bit. That slider's pop foul, backing out of play.
There's Bauer's breakdown, 4-seam curve. You know, he's got it all, but the kitchen sink. But his slider, the opponent's only hitting him 0.96. He's big in spin rate.
There's the curve. Bonifacio chased one way outside, and then Perez chases him out of the batter's box and throws down to first. And Bauer strikes out his second.
Got his index fingers up on the curveball. Okay, he just really puts a lot of pressure on his middle finger and has a lot of torque and a lot of spin. They call that a knuckle curve. It's really a spike curve, but call it what you want. It's effective. He's got some good downward torque. Matter of fact, he's all over. You know, he's a mechanical engineering major from UCLA, and so he's really into the technological side of his curveballs, his sliders, the art of pitching, basically. So the spin rate he uses on his curve for a get-me-over curve is something he judges at 2,400 RPM. And then that's the get-me-over one. Then he has one that the finishing pitch with 2 strikes, it says 2,800 RPM, has more spin and gets more swing and misses. He's got it all figured out. Oh, man.
Ouch. Hope that got him on the shin guard, because that was loud. And it ricocheted all the way to Mike Jershely.
He never moves. He gets hit all the time, but he don't move. Let's see where it got him. I hope it was not. Yeah.
That's why he was able to bounce out of the box and go down to first base. He extends his Royals record. 96 times he's been hit by a pitch. 18 more than any other Royal. Here's Hunter Dozier. Fastball at 93. Hunter last night singled in the 8th inning against Cody Allen. And at first, Salvador Perez was ruled safe at the plate. The Indians challenge, and it was overturned. He got a big hit against an elite reliever. And now tapped up the third base line. Bauer slides, and that was the right move. There was no play. So Dozier has an infield hit, and the Royals have 2 on with 1 out.
He'll take it. Nicely done. Bauer even went too far when he did a fake throw. I mean, you just put this in your pocket. There's absolutely no chance. You see? Yeah, I don't want to hurt your arm doing that. I mean, that's an infield hit all the way. You need to almost walk to that and pick it up, put it in your pocket.
Or you could hurt your groin, roll an ankle, twist a knee.
You're competitive, but after your second step, you should be able to have much experience in the game and know that you got no chance, especially Dozier, who runs well out of the box. Right man, right place here. Escobar, 10 for 30 with a homer in his career off of Bauer. Had some good success. Stays short on him.
It's been a rough go for Esky. 7 out of 85. And his average has dropped 44 points from 236 to 192. One ball, one strike.
But you know, you give him credit because you watch him every day like we do. You watch these guys. You wouldn't know if he's been going into a slump or if he's hitting 350. Carries himself the same way every day. He's got a nice demeanor how he carries himself. That's important in this game.
Sliders hit in the air to right field. Alex Gordon goes to tag as Naquin makes a play. Alex goes to third, 2 outs.
Join fellow country music fans at the Royals' first ever country music night this Friday. Purchase a themed ticket to receive an exclusive Royals cowboy hat and enjoy country music played at the K as the Royals host the Red Sox. Don't miss the summer fireworks show after the game featuring all country music hits. You'll love it.
Royals relationship goals.
Interesting. I liked it. Nice production there by the poster maker.
First and third for Drew Butera, who is playing in this series for the first time. Curveball bends in for a strike. Royals have 3 hitters in the lineup who've done well against Bauer before tonight. Duda, Hud mentioned Escobar, and Drew Butera. Another curve, and it's 0-2.
So you look at Butera's overall batting average at 147, and you look at backup catcher Roberto Perez for the Cleveland Indians overall average 140. So what that tells you is it's hard when you catch once a week, twice a week. It's very difficult for any kind of batting average to sustain. So you do the best you can calling signals and putting the numbers down for your pitcher. It's difficult.
Dozier runs. The pitch is in the dirt, and now Dozier's going to get in a rundown. And now Kipnis goes to third. He makes a bad throw. Ramirez falls down, and the Royals steal a run.
Nice little razzle-dazzle. Pull out a trick play every so often. With 2 outs, it's a good time to put it in there with Drew up. You're going to wait. Now, don't let that guy tag you. That's what you do. And Alex distracted him. Kipnis was distracted. Fell down with Mills. Nice recovery, though. And Alex with a good, nice slide away. Look how he landed on his hip. That's that same hip he had problems with the dive he made in St. Louis. That great catch. So you hope he's all right. That hurt.
And now Dozier's at second base with 2 down. Did he go? No. So it's a double steal, including a steal of home. First major league stolen base for Hunter Dozier, and Alex Gordon coming to the plate. That's the first steal of home for the Royals since Alex Rios back in 2015 against the Pirates. And the count goes from 0-2 to 3-2 against Butera. Strike at the knees at 96. So the Royals get a double steal. Alex Gordon dashes down from third, and the Royals are on the board. It is 3-1.
On the South China Sea. I just want to give a shout out to the Royals. Go Royals.
Alex Gordon just had his second career steal of home. So he's earned Huskers night, which is coming up on Saturday. Get your theme ticket at royals.com/Huskers for an exclusive Royals Huskers cap. That's presented by Fox Sports Kansas City and Rally House.
Yeah, be a lot of red in the stands.
Trevor Oakes has allowed runs in his first 2 innings. He walked Francisco Lindor to lead off the first, and he walked Jason Kipnis to lead off the second. Both came around to score. Brantley has doubled in a run and has scored one of Cleveland's 3 tonight.
Think we could wear some red polos Sunday, or excuse me, on Saturday?
You know what, Hud? On Saturday, you can wear anything you want because we're not working.
Oh, gosh, that's right. Bummer.
Yeah. Whatever you wear on Saturday is your business and your business only.
Okay. I'm going to miss it. Husker night.
So Oakes gets the leadoff man for the first time in an inning tonight, and now ball 1 on Jose Ramirez. He flied out to center field in the first inning. Running fastballs in for a strike, 1-1. being a good sinker ball pitcher, Trevor Oakes gives up very few home runs. Two balls, two strikes. And AAA Omaha this year, he's pitched 76 innings and he's only allowed 2 home runs. Now 3 balls, 2 strikes. Last year in AAA in the Dodgers organization, in 84 innings, he gave up only 5 home runs. Still 3 balls, 2 strikes on Ramirez. Jammed him, and Dozier runs into foul territory for the second out. That'll bring up Edwin Encarnacion with 2 down, nobody on. He had a sacrifice fly to center field in the first inning, driving in his 58th of the year and his 5th in the American League. One and one. J.D. Martinez with 71. Anytime a player goes to Boston or New York or Philadelphia, you always wonder, how can they handle the pressure? The fastball goes all the way to the signage board behind home plate. J.D. Martinez has done just fine in Boston.
Sure has. Real professional hitter, and that was a really missed pitch there. I mean, right over his head. So much to get a smile out of Encarnacion.
That's off speed in ball 4, and that's Oak's 4th walk. Yonder Alonso grounded out to Duda in the first inning. Both teams have an off day tomorrow. The Royals will stay here and play Boston over the weekend. Cleveland is wrapping up a long road trip. 3 cities, 9 games. This is the deciding game of their road trip. They're 4-4. Having gone to St. Louis and Oakland before coming here. And Terry Francona, before his team even took the field tonight, has an 11.5 game lead in the Central. 11.5 game lead over Detroit, 12 games over Minnesota. They both have lost today. Alonso thinks that he made contact. Asking for some help from third base umpire Chris Conroy, and now Terry Francona is going to come out and chat with home plate umpire Brian Onora. Sure sounded like it.
Guess not.
Hang with him. taking local veterans on one-day chartered flights to Washington, D.C. to tour the war memorials and monuments. The volunteer physician since 2007 has helped over 1,000 men and women with their medical issues when needed. And he's sitting in the Buck O'Neil Legacy seat at tonight's game. Second time through for the Royals against Trevor Bauer. 1 run, 2 hits. First time through. Bauer has struck out 3. He got Witt on a fly ball to center field in the first inning. One ball, 2 strikes. A lot of pitchers, opponent's batting average gets progressively higher each time they go through the order. But his IS is 256. There's the slider. That's been the pitch he has used a lot more this year. So his opponent's batting average goes down from 0.96 with that slider.
I see the little dot on that one too. It stayed up there just enough, and the spin is disguised where a hitter can't pick it up.
He throws hard. He has a good curveball, good slider, and he also has that herky-jerky motion. I don't think hitters get a long look at the ball coming out of his hand.
No, he's got a lot of extras.
He's a grunter.
Yeah, and you know, the spin rate guy he is and how he studies all that. Got some pretty good spin rate on his fastball at 95, 96 too. That ball looked like it had life on it. It took off.
Kipnis to the middle, backhands, and then he couldn't get it out of his glove. I'm not sure he would have had a play. And then this has been a problem with Trevor Bauer. He's getting better. But at the end of this play, Kipnis wanted to throw the ball to his pitcher, but his pitcher had turned his back on him and was pouting and walking away from the mound. So Kipnis had to stand there and wait for him to turn around. And that over the years has rubbed his teammates the wrong way.
No doubt. But hey, Rosie hustled all the way, man. He deserved that hit. Nice job. Always running hard. Bauer's not the first pitcher to have an attitude towards his defense. Seen it before. It only hurts yourself.
Fastball at 96. Salvador Perez single to center in the first inning.
He's playing a game against the Toronto Blue Jays one game. And Dave Stieb, pitcher with some attitude. Damaso Garcia, the second baseman for the Blue Jays, muffed a play behind him. And Stieb showed him up. Garcia took himself out of the game. Said, I'm not playing behind this guy.
Really?
Came out of the game.
In the middle of the inning or
no,
next half
the inning was over. But I'd heard a little scuttling after the game. I'm not playing for that guy. That guy shows me up like that. Get somebody else in there. So it happens, but you know, hopefully it doesn't go to that extreme. But that's, you know, some guys are so intense and they're so wound up that their emotions go too far.
Started to go. 1 ball, 2 strikes. What stands out here is the green, and only 12% of Salvador Perez's last 100 balls hit less than 200 feet have been to the right side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. StatCast powered by AWS. from 0-2 to 3-2, and now Bauer's mad at himself. Pitching coach Carl Willis.
What's Willis? What they call it? What's his nickname?
The Big Train.
Toots his own whistle.
Yeah, he would toot his own horn, blow his own whistle.
You told me that story. I hadn't heard that. Oh, that's great. Look for a pitch to rip right here. Tie this game up.
There goes Herrera. Swing and a miss. And Herrera is out. High throw. I wonder how Bauer feels about Kipnis' defense there. Kipnis had to go up and get it and then apply the tag. Call was made by second base umpire C.B. Bucknor. Kipnis left his feet and got the tag before Herrera's left hand got to the bag.
To support veterans.
Happy 4th of July, and all members of the all military wings getting a chance to throw out the first pitch tonight.
I like it.
One and one on Jason Kipnis. And now he belts one into deep right center field. And it'll hit the bottom of the wall. So Kipnis, who just made a nice play on a caught stealing at second base, opens the 4th inning with a double. That is his first hit this season against the Royals.
Mo lottery replay will show you it. Ball's right there, center cut, 88 two-seamer, no sink to it. Didn't get enough of it to sink it over the wall, but hit the base of it. He's having some issues not staying on top with the sinker. A little bit on the side of the ball. It's just not, it's just staying flat.
Cut on a miss by Tyler Naquin, who was on with a walk in the second inning. 0-2. Jason Kipnis had been 0 for 22 against the Royals this year when he doubled the lead off this inning. Line foul. There are many ways to dress for the 4th of July, and that's one of them. You have an outfit like that?
I can order one.
Yeah, you could wear that Saturday if you want to.
Yeah, and I wouldn't get any calls. No one would call on me.
Two balls and 2 strikes on Naquin. Oaks has thrown 65 pitches in 3 innings plus 2 batters on a hot night. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Heath Fillmyer is warming up in the Royals bullpen, and Vance Wilson, that's the universal sign to the dugout that he's ready to go. Or maybe he was just waving at us.
I was waving back to him, but I think you're correct with the first statement there, because that's before phones. That's how they signaled the bench in the dugouts that the guy was ready. Or they use signs depending on the physique of the pitcher, who they wanted to get up, what he looked like.
Into center field, Kipnis tags. Herrera gets behind it, and Kipnis will hold.
Enjoy $5 tickets with Price Chopper ballpark deals. Available now exclusively through the ballpark app. Get a $5 ticket for the Sunday, July 22nd game versus the Twins. Be one of the first 10,000 fans through the gates to receive a coffee mug featuring the 50th season logo presented by Subway. For more information, visit royals.com/ballparkdeal.
Roberto Perez with a runner at second base and 1 out. He had a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd inning, and now he's bunting for a base hit, and he missed.
Had a good pitch to do it too. It's a breaking ball. It fooled him a little bit, but sometimes those ones are a little bit easier to get down. But it was up. Wasn't expecting it there.
Oh, and 2. A couple of years ago, Yan Gomes was injured quite a bit. So Roberto Perez filled in, did really well. And in spring training 2 years ago, they gave him a 4-year contract extension, which is a lot for anybody, but especially when you're, a secondary catcher. Down on strikes, and he's really struggled last 2 years after signing that contract. That's Oaks' 2nd strikeout, 2 down in the 4th inning.
No, he's shown some great promise, especially in postseason. And Perez, you got to go on that one. That was nice. Good placement. Salvi helped him, framed it up. Excuse me. That's Butera back there. Good job, Drew. Yeah, he had a excellent postseason, and he's shown that he could do it when the lights were bright, and they ended up for him.
Now strike on Greg Allen. Getting back to Perez, he had 183 during the regular season in 16, but did well in the postseason. Back to Oaks, and he gets around the leadoff double from Kipnis.
Just keeping him in the game, give him some runs.
Royals baseball on Fox Sports Kansas City is brought to you by USAA, insurance, banking, and investments tailored for the military community. 3-1 Indians to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's a pretty festive crowd here tonight. Many dressed up in 4th of July themed clothing.
She got a beautiful smile.
And it's time for our sprint trivia question. Name the 4 players since 2010 to share their last name with a U.S. president.
These guys are smart. Okay.
Hmm. 0-1 on Lucas Duda. He fouled out to third in the first inning. And Kipnis was in the perfect spot. Well, Duda hit it right to him for out number 1. Wow.
Yeah, talk about a curveball buckling you. That question's kind of buckled me. Are you good with presidents' names?
Well, everyone I've thought of so far doesn't give me a Royals connection.
Ian Kennedy.
Very nice. Ian Kennedy. We got to get 4, right? Ball 2 rather on Jorge Bonifacio, who was not one of the 4. At That's Naquin out in right field. Bonifacio's 0 for 2. You got another one?
I don't think Butler was the president, was he? Was the name Butler there? But just not a guess. I just running it by you. Could be way back. I just don't know.
Well, that could apply to anybody.
Well,
0-2 on Alex Gordon. He was hit by a pitch, and then with runners at first and third and 2 down, part of a double steal, he stole home, put the Royals on the board. No swing. Two and two. Brian O'Nora sometimes will fool you as the umpire, because the pitch will come in as a ball and he'll stand straight up quickly,
like he's going to call a strike.
He's going to call a strike, and he doesn't. So you got to keep a close eye on him.
Love his mask tonight. Stars and stripes all over.
Ramirez makes the play in shallow left. So a quick 4th inning for the Royals. Cleveland leads 3-1.
Celebrate America. Over the course of NASA's Apollo missions, 6 United States flags were placed on the moon. 5 remain standing to this day.
Did you see that planet in the background?
I did. It's a beautiful planet, by the way.
No doubt.
Yep.
From sea to shining sea.
So 6 flags planted on the moon. 5 are still standing.
Okay. That's what I heard.
Well, what about the other one?
I don't know.
I don't know the story behind that. Did they bring one home with a subsequent trip, or
there might be tornadoes up there? I don't know.
Heath Philmeyer is a Chevy call to the bullpen.
All the weather we see.
There might be tsunamis up there. Who knows?
Could be.
Look out.
Yeah, he's got a good arm. 92 to 96. It's going to stay on top with a curve and change. Kind of a change-up split finger is his out pitch. It's a really good one. Wants to get ahead of the hitter. Use that pitch. Don't leave anything in the middle to this guy, please.
2 straight pitches that have gotten past Drew Butera. Lindor opened the game with a walk and then stole second and scored on a double by Brantley, and then grounded out to first in his 2 plate appearances against Trevor Oakes. Well hit to center field. Herrera is there, and look at Lindor coming out of the batter's box. He's been playing this game long enough to know that when he hit that ball, that it was probably going to be an out, but you couldn't tell by his effort. And he goes running all the way into the dugout and up the tunnel to the clubhouse.
See, right there, he's running out his frustration. He thought he should have done more with that, but I like that. A lot of players that do that are smart. Run out your frustration. You get angry, but don't dog it. The people who pay to come to watch you play don't deserve that.
Duda plays the sharp one-hopper to get Michael Brantley 2 up 2 down against Philmeyer. Fox Sports Kansas City, KFOR 103.3 and 1240 AM are bringing Lincoln's best fans to Kauffman Stadium on the Raised Royal Fan Express. That is on Saturday. For more information, go to Royals.com/Fan Express. Jose Ramirez has flied to center and fouled out to third. Now you're in here flexing your muscles and raising the roof because you got another. Well, what is it?
Scott Alexander, of course. I don't know where what? That's got to be one. I'm not getting a ding 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 or what was it in between? Wasn't there a president?
Grover Cleveland Alexander?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, on Holtze's Wikipedia page over here,
I'm protesting.
Coming up is Grover Cleveland.
I'm not buying that. Don't do that to us on the 4th. It's a tough question right there. Alexander is his last name. His name is in the name. His name is in the name.
Two and two on Jose Ramirez.
I've never given an answer and never heard a ding 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 or so the judges must be talking about that one.
Grover Cleveland Alexander, HUD, was a major league player.
Oh.
Grover Cleveland was a president.
Come on. That's not right.
No, it's right. Sorry, hate to break the news to you.
It's just not. I don't feel very good now. I was all excited thinking I got another one.
He became president and then dropped his last name.
Oh.
I just made that up, bud.
Oh.
Okay.
So was that a ding ding ding?
No. Grover Cleveland Alexander was a pitcher. Grover Cleveland was a president. So you don't get the Alexander for free.
All right, let's move on.
Okay. Oh, and 2 on Encarnacion.
I did better in my baseball courses than I did in my presidential courses.
What's that show, Jeff Foxworthy? Are you smarter than a 5th grader?
Well, I'd like to think I was. But that's about the time I stopped helping my children with their homework. I don't know what that makes me, but
I can see where that would be a little confusing, though. I mean, you got a guy, you know, one guy's a president, one guy was a pitcher, Hall of Fame pitcher, no less.
All right, so
I could see how that, you know.
How many more do we have?
3. Ramirez runs, and he will swipe second base. That's the Indians' 2nd stolen base tonight.
Good takeoff. You steal a lot of bases with your jump at first.
Encarnacion strikes out. So Philmeyer gets around to walk. And to the bottom of the 5th, Cleveland leads 3-1. Unforgettable show from the nation's capital. The MLB All-Star Game, July 17th, only on Fox, or stream it live on the Fox Sports app. You got another one?
What was the kid's name that came in that trade with James Shields, Wade Davis? Who came over, the utility player? What was his name?
Well,
I'm trying to think of it. Wasn't he a Johnson? Was he a, I can't think of his name.
Wait a minute.
Remember, he came over as a utility
Yeah, but
guy.
wait a minute. How? If you don't know his name, then how would you connect him with a president?
I'm asking you for help. We can converse back and forth before we give an official answer out. So the kid's name was Johnson. I want to think his. Okay.
Lyndon Johnson.
No. Elliot Johnson, maybe.
Right.
Elliot.
And Lyndon Johnson was a president.
Right. So can we use his last name? I mean, it's his name, right? Is that what we're talking about? The question. Share the last name.
Can we use his
Johnson?
name?
Yeah, it's last
How else
name.
are we going to answer the question?
Well, that's Elliot Johnson. Was
Elliot Johnson. That's got to be right.
Ding,
Correct.
ding, 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 ding. All right.
That was painful.
You guys are messing with me. What the heck?
What do you mean we're messing with you?
That's my answer. I knew
Johnson.
We had to have a Johnson somewhere, and I remember the kid Elliot Johnson. It took me a while.
Dozier to Naquin in right field. Hunter is 1 for 2. Who was that other guy What was his last name? Remember? He.
We got it. We got two more.
He played in Omaha before he came to the Royals. Remember him? What was his name?
No, we got to get
a president's name. Remember him?
Johnson. It had to be a Johnson.
Bauer has set down 8 of the last 9. Here's Alcides Escobar with 1 out. He also flied out to right field. Two on Escobar. And a little bloop into right field. Escobar is on with 1 out on an 0-2 pitch.
That's a way to go with it. Breaking ball. Nice job. Kept his head in there. Back leg drew out a little bit. Nice job. Went with it.
Drew Butera was at the plate in the 2nd inning. The Royals had runners at 1st and 3rd with 2 outs. Butera was down in the count. The Royals executed a double steal with Gordon coming down from 3rd to get the Royals on the board. And then eventually Butera took the count from 0-2 to 3-2, but then Bauer struck him out looking with a fastball. There goes Escobar, and a ground ball under Alonso's glove and into right field. So the Royals execute a hit and run, and they have runners at 1st and 3rd with 1 out.
That's exactly what. Last night it almost worked with Merrifield. Look at this, Drew. Nice job. That's what you want to do. You just try not to hit it to the first baseman. Of course, you can't control that always. And check out Esky. They tricked him a little bit, but he's quickly picked it up. He saw the ball was behind him. He's able to get to 3rd base here. 1st and 3rd, less than 2. Top of the order. Let's see if they can get something done here. Excellent job. Make a little something happen.
Merrifield is slide to center and struck out. Breaking ball for a strike. High at 95 miles an hour. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bauer's waiting to communicate with Francisco Lindor. In the event that he gets a comebacker, who's he going to throw to 2nd base to start a double play?
Whitley wants to look something up here. At least a sac fly or better. And stay inside the ball. Don't roll over. Find a hole. Don't roll into 2.
Two balls, 1 strike.
saw a fan pointing to the opposite field just now. He was pointing the other way. He was pointing that way. That's where he wants to go, right field. Or if he hangs it, yank it down the line.
And he does go the other way. Naquin makes the catch. Escobar comes down from third, and it's a one-run game.
Nicely done. Okay, let's check it out. Whitley uses line to line. You know, he hits the ball where it's pitched. Nice job, though. Okay, there's a breaking ball, first pitch. It was up in the zone. He went with a hard heater. He's trying to get him, tricking him, but he's staying away. He doesn't want to come in on him. And Whitley said, all right, if you're going to stay away, I'm going to go away. Look at that spin right over the top. That's a hammer. Great hitting position. Perfect head placement there. And just went with it. With authority.
Rosel Herrera with Butera at first base, 2 outs. He is 1 for 2 with an infield single. He was caught stealing to end the bottom of the 3rd inning. Upstairs again, 2-0.
Another nice ball game here. The Royals are facing one of the best pitchers in baseball tonight, and they're competing against him in a good way. Focusing, they're not wasting their at-bats. They're doing exactly like Terry Bradshaw wants them to do, compete within the AB.
Another fastball, 2-1.
And that's given in sometimes, not trying to pull it. Butera, nice job on the little hit and run. Ned putting some action plays on. He's doing more of that now. You have to when your team's scuffling to score runs.
And now 3 balls, 1 strike, and Bauer's starting to show his frustration by missing the strike zone.
And he's taking some time now in between pitches. That's a sign of not being confident.
And Herrera takes ball 4. That's Bauer's first walk. Can't get Salvador Perez to the plate with 2 on and 2 out.
MLB At Bat is your #1 Royals app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Royals home screen icons, features such as the MLB TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today. Fans are getting into it here at the Cave.
Perez has singled and struck out against Bauer.
Let's see if Salvi can think about opposite field as well and then react in. If he's
96.
He's going to up his batting average and up his RBI totals and stuff like that. He's going to have to shorten up and go to the opposite field. I think he knows that now. Halfway through the season, the home run swing just not working like he wants. He came in this year a career 272 hitter, and he's hit 215.
And the home runs were coming in bunches after he came off the disabled list. Only 6 of his base hits this year have been to right field.
That explains it.
Six of 54. Batters outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Got him on a curve. So it's a long inning for Bauer. The Royals get 1 on Merrifield's sacrifice fly. Trevor Bauer has struck out 6. Escobar on with 1 out. Butera moves him up, and Merrifield gets him home. Stopper. And this is a great story. This is Nate Orff. He is 28 years old. His first major league hit is a home run against the Minnesota Twins today. He was a non-drafted free agent, and the fans wanted a curtain call, and I'm assuming that maybe he was too modest to go out, so his teammates carried him out for the curtain call.
That's the greatest thing I've seen all year. Fantastic. Way to love on your teammate.
Heath Fillmyer took over for Trevor Oakes in the 5th inning and gave up a walk. Also got a strikeout, so he has 1 scoreless inning, and now it'll be Yonder Alonso, Jason Kipnis, Tyler Naquin, 3 left-hand batters coming up.
I liked how Fillmyer was checking out the defense. He was standing in back of the mound, looking where they were playing, taking a good study of them.
Gave the Royals a couple of scoreless innings on Saturday in Seattle. So he had given up 2 runs in his first 6 big league innings, and now a scoreless inning tonight. Alonso has grounded out to first and struck out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You have another guess on our trivia question?
I do.
What do you have?
He's on the team. But I'm not real sure, but I think it is. He's in the bullpen out there, and he's stretching. Is there a president with the last name of Adam?
No. There's a president by the name of Adams.
Oh, come on. All right. So
what do you mean, come on?
It's
now, I remember one spring training, we had a guy named Ryan Jackson. Did he ever get called up?
So you got to be on the 25-man roster.
Andrew Jackson?
Since 2010.
Now, I keep thinking 2010 was yesterday. I mean, that was 8 years ago. Doesn't 2010 seem very recent?
Yeah,
and it wasn't.
Yeah, I think it was. I got here in 12.
I don't think Ryan Jackson got called up.
Okay. And so Adams not in it. I was all excited thinking I had another one.
The second president of the United States, HUD, was not John Adam.
Okay.
Just in case you're scoring at home.
So I hope that the fans enjoy a double play of savings with the new Summer Fun pack from the Royals and the Worlds of Fun. Pick any Royals game and also get a Worlds of Fun ticket, all at a discount. To learn more, visit royals.com/summerfun. Look at that. How's that icy taste?
Hey, you know what though, Hud? What about Lane Adams? Hey, there we go.
Way to work together, partner.
All right.
That's what I'm
so
talking
you
about.
helped us out there.
Hey,
okay.
thank you. Yeah, we were.
Because I'm drawing blanks, man.
It's hard. It's a tough question. Look at the ground balls here, Philmar. Good job.
3 up, 3 down. To the bottom of the 6th, the Royals are down by 1.
We celebrate America. One of America's most iconic treasures, the Liberty Bell rang in 1776 to call all citizens for the first public reading of the Declaration of Independence.
John Adam was not there, just in case you're wondering.
I was looking for him.
6th inning is our Sonic Slam inning. Our contestant is Cindy Boyd from Gallatin, Missouri. If the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, Cindy will win $3,800. And if the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, Cindy wins $25 grand from Sonic and the Royals. Gallatin is north of Kansas City off of I-35. I will be driving past Gallatin later tonight.
Okay. Do you ever stop there?
I've never stopped in Gallatin, but I've seen the signs. Lucas Duda, Jorge Bonifacio, and Alex Gordon in the bottom of the 6th inning.
That's a lot of cake. And if anybody can do it, this guy can right here. On an inside heater, that's just a little bit too far in for him. He likes it right on the inside part. He's got a quick bat. He showed it last night, and he showed it on the road trip against one of the best pitchers in the American League, Garrett Cole.
Former college teammate of Trevor Bauer, Garrett Cole.
Yeah, they're buddies. Not really. It's okay. They'll mend. It'll mend one of these days. Oh, that was it. That was his pitch. Loves those fastballs.
6th highest line drive rate on fastballs, which included that 98-mile-an-hour fastball from Garrett Cole.
I don't know if he'll get the heater here. Bauer with 2 strikes on a hitter likes the big tight spin rate of the curveball. Oh, cut it. Got him on a cutter there.
Tonight's Sporting KC match with Salt Lake is on Fox Sports Kansas City Plus, and it's starting right now. Go to foxsportskansascity.com for channel listings. The game is also streaming on Fox Sports Go if you want to check in with Nate Bukaty and Matt Lawrence. Three down, 1 to go with our trivia question. Bonifacio is 0 for 2 against Bauer. Do we have any strikes?
I don't think we do.
Well, we do. Alexander.
Yeah, we should just have one. Because my Adam.
Oh, and Adam. No, that's 2 strikes.
We were just talking about that name. I was just showing him, thinking maybe it was. We were talking about it. Now
that's true. That was not an official guess.
Yeah, we were just talking about it.
They jumped the gun.
Yeah, no, we only have 1 strike. We got 2 left.
0-2 on Bonifacio.
Ooh, high. Look where that bounced. Did you see that? That looked like it bounced in the grass. A little bit short.
That was out over the plate. Drilled to center field, but Allen is there to run it down. And Bauer is mad at himself, even though he got it out. He's always been a different character. He was the 1st-round pick of the Diamondbacks out of UCLA in 2011, the 3rd overall pick. He got to the big leagues the next year, and then was traded to Cleveland. He was their #1 pitching prospect. He's kind of been a guy who's been on his own program, meaning at times he wasn't following the team program, the team concept. He had his own way of doing things. You mentioned he was an engineer major at UCLA. I read a story where he was studying biomechanics in high school on his own. Were you studying biomechanics in high school?
No.
Yeah, neither was I. And the Indians decided to take a chance on him and allowed him to be himself somewhat when he first came to Cleveland.
He's into computing, engineering, robotics, science, and most informally, drones. Outside of his baseball career.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And when you're talking about drones, remember back in the 2016 playoffs, he was scratched from a start in the ALCS against the Blue Jays because he sliced a finger working on his drone.
Yeah, I remember that, and that was painful. Not just to see him, it was try to see him attempt to pitch with they tried to cover it up without a bandage on it on his finger, and it was bleeding on the mound, and they came out and they tried to, and they needed him, so that really hurt his ball club.
Took him out in the 1st inning.
Yeah, it was tough.
They still advanced.
Yeah, they did.
To the World Series, but if they hadn't, that would have been an even bigger story.
Yeah, good for him that they got through that.
He has struck out 8 in 6 innings. On this Independence Day, USAA honors those who have served and all of our service members at home and abroad. Philmeyer has 2 scoreless innings tonight with a couple of strikeouts. So in his first 3 big league appearances, he's given up 2 runs over 8 innings.
Yeah, nicely done. He's working it, and he's taking advantage of an opportunity. It's his 3rd outing in his big league career. This young man, he's looking for a spot. That's what you do. Deal against the first place team like this, and you up your value.
It'll be Roberto Perez, Greg Allen, and Francisco Lindor in the 7th inning.
That's got a little action to it, that 93 down low.
One and one on Perez. He has a sacrifice bunt, helping set up the Indians' 3rd run. And he is struck out looking. Got the call. Brian Honora has had very much of a strike zone that agrees with the strike zone grid. That's one of the few balls that wasn't in the grid that he's called a strike.
And he's been consistent both ways. And therefore you see nobody yelling at him. Tough job getting yelled at when you go to work, but most of these guys there pretty proud of being out there and working hard to be an umpire. It's not easy.
Three balls, 2 strikes on Perez. Good location, down and away. Philmeyer came over in that trade with the A's during the offseason that sent Ryan Buchter and Brandon Moss to Oakland. The bigger name in that deal was Jesse Hahn. One hop to Dozier, his first chance, and he's on the money to Duda, 1 away. Royals had needs in the starting rotation going into spring training this year, and Jesse Hahn was one of the young guys who appeared to have an inside track on one of those spots, and then injured his elbow in spring training, the dreaded ulnar collateral ligament. Brandon Moss went to the A's and was released. Greg Allen takes a strike. He has a sacrifice fly tonight, and he is grounded back to the mound. One and one. Philmeyer was the A's 5th round pick in 2014 out of Mercer County Junior College in New Jersey. Off the end of the bat, Alex fades back a few strides. 2 outs.
Fans, purchase 20 or more tickets for a single game and receive a 20% discount. Group tickets are available for all home games, and groups of 20 or more can save big. Suites and party areas are also available on a nightly basis, so plan your company event or get together with friends or coworkers today. Email group sales at royals.com to start planning your next big event. These fans are having fun down there in that suite.
Strike on Francisco Lindor. 0 for 2, but Lindor walked to begin the game, stole second base, and scored the Indians' first run. 1 ball, 1 strike. Balls, 1 strike. Philmeyer is 24, but some will use the term for him and say he has a young arm, meaning he hasn't pitched that long. So the wear and tear doesn't match his age. He didn't start pitching until, at least full time, until his second year of junior college. 3 balls, 1 strike. He was a shortstop through high school and into junior college, and he pitched 7 innings in his first year of college. And that was enough for the Colorado Rockies to draft him in the 28th round. He declined, but he got the hint. And the next year he started pitching full time. That moved him from the 28th round with Colorado to the 5th round with Oakland.
It's got to be a tough move for you. You know, you have your dreams of being a hitter and a big league shortstop. That's a tough position, tough job. But he's made it. As a pitcher, it looks good.
Been fussing quite a bit in between his last few pitches, so Drew Butera went out to have a chat with him, and Ned Yost and Cal Eldred looked a bit concerned, and Cal went running to the phone. But Phil Meyer gets through it. So he has 3 scoreless innings, facing 1 over the minimum. On this 4th of July, we will stay here for God Bless America, and once again we go down to the field with United States Air Force Staff Sergeant Michelle Doolittle, who also performed tonight's national anthem.
Sergeant Michelle Doolittle.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Trevor Bauer has given up 2 runs, 5 hits in his 6 innings. Here is his Pizza Ranch for the win line. That includes 8 strikeouts. So that's 8 consecutive starts with 8 or more strikeouts. And it also gives him 83 over his last 8 starts. That's the most in the major leagues over that stretch. This will be his 90th pitch. And it'll be Dozier, Escobar, and Butera in the bottom of the 7th inning. Hard slider. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dozier has an infield single and a stolen base. That was part of the double steal in the 2nd inning. And Alex Gordon came down from 3rd to score the Royals' first run.
Now that was nice on a straight, or not straight steal at home, but it was a double steal. And glad to see he's still in the game. He landed on his hip. It was a tough slide. And he's still in there. See if they can set the table up here. 2 strikes. Bauer's tough.
Hold on the ground to Lindor. 1 away in the bottom of the 7th inning. And now Bauer will get Alcides Escobar, who is in a deep, long slump. And with 1 out in the 5th inning, he was down 0-2 when he poked a base hit to right field. Drew Butera's hit and run base hit got him to 3rd, and then Escobar scored on Merrifield's sac fly to make it a 1-run game. Fastball is outside, ball 1. There is nobody warming up in the Indians bullpen with Bauer at 93 pitches. And he has thrown at least 100 pitches in all of his first 17 starts. Brantley makes a play in left field. I always felt like, you might add a symbolic 5 or 7 pitches to a guy's workload on a hot night like this. But he's at 94, and really nobody's moved out there, but he is the only one in the major leagues that has that many 100 pitch starts. That's their closer, Cody Allen, and that's probably just his normal routine once you get to the 7th inning.
Yep, strengthening the muscles, stretching them. Quick inning here.
Naquin makes the play on Drew Butera. That is a 7-pitch inning, just what Bauer needed, going over 90 pitches into the bottom of the 7th. 3-2 Cleveland.
But one real positive on the pitching side.
Yeah, nice to see Trevor Oaks settle down after a little bit of a shaky start. And Philmeyer's done a really nice job keeping this team in the ballgame.
We will talk about that. What we hope will be a Royals comeback late. And fireworks, they're setting them off right now. An incredible fireworks display coming up on Boulevard Royals Live.
Thank you, Joel and Monty. It is the 8th inning. Cleveland leads 3-2. They're going for a 3-game sweep. Brett Hayes. That's the 4th one in our trivia question. We got Lane Adams, Elliot Johnson, and Ian Kennedy.
Okay.
Brett Hayes.
See the one that made his debut as a pinch runner at third base?
No.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about, though. And didn't score on what could have been a game-winning sacrifice fly.
Yeah, he had it all the way, and he stopped. Locked up. But what was that kid?
Dusty Coleman is who you're thinking of.
Well, that was close.
Tim Hill is a Chevy call to the bullpen.
Work that sinker slider change. Go after him. Good spot.
So he follows Oaks and Philmeyer. Joel and Monty were talking about those two. Trevor Oaks only gave up 2 hits in his 4 innings, but he had some control problems. He walked 4 and 2 came around to score, but as Monty pointed out, it's kind of a bend don't break type of evening for Trevor Oaks. He also got around a leadoff double, and then Heath Philmeyer through 3 hitless innings. Only allowed 1 base runner on a walk. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Brantley.
But that still wasn't the Oaks's performance that they would like to see. I mean, he knows he has a better sinker. He knows that he can do that up here at this level. Tonight, for some reason, it was just up a little bit, especially early. Command issues with the walks.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Jose Ramirez, a switch hitter, is on deck, and then Edwin Encarnacion. Royals are ready with right-hander Kevin McCarthy warming up, and Brantley takes a leadoff walk, and that's the 3rd time tonight that the Indians have had a leadoff walk. They scored the first 2 times.
There's his splits. That's kind of typical, but he's done a good job of keeping the ball in the yard. He works down in the zone. He attacks the strike zone with his 3 pitches, and he's not afraid.
Ramirez tonight as a left-hand batter is 0 for 2 with a walk and a stolen base. On the ground to Dozier. High throw to Merrifield, who applied the tag. Witt wasn't sure whether he was on the bag or not, and that's what we were talking about in the beginning of the game, that it won't be fielding as an adjustment for Dozier. It'll be his throws.
Yep, and it's not easy. You can work on this all day, but he took a nice shuffle. He shuffled his feet. The ball just leaked on him, and Merrifield had to make sure it won. That's what you do there. Too bad, because they would have rolled him up.
So Ramirez is on with 1 out. And Ned Yost will keep McCarthy in the bullpen. There is a left-hand batter on deck. Yonder Alonso. Dale Swaim just casually caught that with 1 hand.
That's no problem for him, and he never even missed a beat eating the sunflower seed.
He is the ultimate man's man, isn't he?
No question about it.
Long run, Bonifacio, and he catches up to it. As soon as that ball was hit, I didn't think he was going to catch it, but it was like he shifted gears and accelerated at the end there.
No, that was a big pickup. Look where he is, very top of your right screen there. And I thought it was going to be foul, but it is up. That might have been fair. It was a fair ball catch. Good hustle. Talked about his condition, and he should be in good shape. He's been training most of the early part of the summer in Arizona while he was serving his suspension, and he's ready to go. Mid-season form. Not offensively. It's going to take him a little bit of time with the bat.
Remember, we were telling the story about Dale Swain when we were in Milwaukee, and we showed that 3 home run game that he had, and I was talking about that nasty collision that he had in the outfield that really changed the course of his career back in 1988. He missed that season and the next season. And I'd mentioned to you, because I remembered it when I read the story, that among other people who were inspired by his comeback and the hard work it took for him to get back to the big leagues was Terry Francona. They were teammates. Ramirez went on first movement, and Drew Butera got him. I didn't think he had a chance. That was a huge jump off of Tim Hill. Speaking of Terry Francona, they will double check with their replay coordinator, and he puts his hands over his ears, so they want to challenge.
Get it down on him. Can be close. Ramirez been busy stealing some bases in this series.
He already has one tonight, and he had one back on the first night.
Yep, this could be number 17 if it's overturned.
And they've already ruled that he is safe, so Ramirez gets a stolen base, and the inning continues. Drew Butera, this is a veteran move on his part. He went out there and had a visit with Tim Hill, and I think what he's doing there is you have a rookie pitcher, leadoff walk, works around it, innings over, he's pumped up, he's running up the mound, and now wait a minute, now he's got to go back out there, and there's a runner in scoring position with 2 outs in the 8th inning. Drew's got to make sure that he's pulled it together mentally. That'll land on top of the dugout suite, and it's 0-2 on Alonso. Alonso has 47 RBIs. That is the most of all American League first basemen.
Keep it away from him. Yeah, don't. You're ahead in the count here. Don't leave him anything out over. He's hitting 209 off of lefties, is Alonso, and 16 of those ribbies you talked about coming from the off a lefty. But Hill's in the driver's seat here. 2 outs. Execute a pitch on it.
Struck him out, so he did pull it together, and eventually does get around the leadoff walk. Royals are down by 1. They'll have the top of the order coming up in the bottom of the 8th. talking to the usher, just got a souvenir baseball, so he's fired up and also excited for fireworks, which are exploding all around Kauffman Stadium beyond the stadium grounds, and the Royals will have a big fireworks show here tonight. So wiping off his hands, getting clean, getting ready for the bottom of the 8th, and that makes him the Pepsi fan of the game.
I like that. He's prepared for a nice comeback win here.
Trevor Bauer at 95 pitches stays on for the bottom of the 8th inning. He'll get Merrifield, Herrera, and Perez. Witt is 0 for 2, but he has a sacrifice fly that drove in Escobar back in the 5th inning. Sounded like a check swing foul tip.
A little slider.
Remember, we started the discussion on Sunday in Seattle about James Paxton, and then with Corey Kluber on Monday, that sometimes when you beat the best, you have to do it with a long ball, which seems a bit counterintuitive. You know, you're not going to hit home runs off the best pitchers, but oftentimes that's how you beat them. Well, good luck with Bauer among some of the categories where he's among the best. He has allowed 5 home runs this year. 5 in 120 innings. No home run here, but that's on the line and down into the left field corner, and Merrifield is at second base with nobody out. That was pitch number 100 by Bauer.
24th team leading double. Beautiful job. Now he got it off the end of his bat, and I guarantee you he was talking to that ball to sit down, and it did, right on the chalk. Out in front of 94. Yeah, it's off the end of the bat. I mean to tell you. And I'll see if Rosie can do the job here. Little things, hit him on, especially a double, leadoff double. Pull that ball over. Somehow, some way, get him there. And you know, we know Rosie can bunt, but why not take a chance of swinging and getting a hit and moving him over in the right side there. But we'll see what he wants to do.
Well, if you go by the book, you play for the tie at home and you go for the win on the road, but I'm not so sure that by the time this at bat is over, Herrera will be swinging the bat.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I mean, it might be time to go against the book and go for the win at
right.
home.
That's what I'm saying. There's some holes out there on the ground. Rosie, a very handsy type hitter.
Swinging, and he fouled it back. So Ned Yost thinking the same thing. Maybe show bunt, get the infielders to come in, get him out of position, and let him whack away.
More importantly, fastball coming. They know it's a tough pitch to bunt, so he's going to throw him a heater. That's a pitch he's looking for to hit, and he just missed it. Still has a strike to work with if he wants to bunt. There's a few holes out there, and the way Rosie slaps, he could get the job done.
Back to bunting, and he takes inside. He did not attempt on the appeal to third base umpire Chris Conroy. Oliver Perez, the lefty. Neil Ramirez is the righty. Ramirez appears to be ready to go, and that's because Salvador Perez, the right-hand batter, is on deck.
Two and one, still got to be looking up in the zone for a good pitch to hit. Don't try to do too much with it. Pull it if you can. Get him over there.
2-2. comes up in left field, and he's there for out number 1. Terry Francona is on the steps, and now he leaves the steps. So Ramirez, the righty, is just standing there like the kid who's waiting to be picked on a team in the schoolyard. Like, what about me? He was ready to go. I'm sure he was told, get ready for Salvador Perez, but sometimes that plan changes.
Yep.
Salvi trying to go the other way, fouls it back into the crowd. He singled to center field against Bauer in the first inning, and then he struck out in his next 2 at bats, and maybe that's why Terry Francona elected to leave Bauer in there.
And that hit was just his second hit off of him in 22 at bats.
There goes Witt to third, and the throw got him. And that's the first time this season that Whit Merrifield has been thrown out attempting to steal third base. He is now 9 out of 10, and that's the most successful stolen bases, 9 in the major leagues.
Well, he didn't get a walking lead. He went from a standstill, and he pitch was perfect. It was inside. It brought Perez right to him. He's got a cannon for an arm, made a good throw. Everything worked out for Perez there. The throw was up and in, so he was able to get the ball quickly to him.
And of course, Salvador Perez gets a base hit, although that would not have scored Merrifield. They would have gotten Witt to third. But Lindor keeping that ball out of the outfield. But that's a moot point with the caught stealing.
Yeah, but good for Salvi. Take a couple hits off of Bauer. Like I said, just 1 for 19 coming in his career off of Bauer, and that'll be it. Time for the shower.
108 pitches. So Ramirez was ready to come in to face Salvador Perez. But it will be Oliver Perez, the lefty, coming in to face Lucas Duda. I think it was a good start for him. There were times when he really struggled, but he only gives up 2 runs, 7 hits, and he's out after 7 2/3 innings. And Oliver Perez is called on to get 1 out. It's Lucas Duda at the plate with Salvador Perez at first base.
Oliver, so far so good. This is his 16th appearance. He's been good. He's funky, tough to pick up, a lot of different arm angles, low to mid-90s, fastball, slider, curve change. Be breaking that ball away.
Perez pitched 2/3 of an inning last night. Duda fouls it away, 1 ball, 1 strike. And he came on to face Lucas Duda in the 8th inning. And Lucas flied out to right. Fastball at 93, 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's that odd setup where he really twists his wrist and has his glove almost backward as he's getting the sign from the catcher.
That's another quirky thing that he does. He's a veteran, you know, with a trapeze glove too. You don't see a lot of trapeze gloves, but he turns it out because he knows the hitter is looking for the release point. He sees that and he's like, you know what? I'm going to shake it up a little bit and distract him if I can. Any little thing you can do, besides his funky motion.
We were talking about him last night. He got to the big leagues as a 20-year-old 16 years ago.
Yeah, and of course, growing up in Mexico, whose fan wasn't Fernando Valenzuela?
Right. Wouldn't call him a power pitcher now, although he just ran it up there at 93, but he was big-time power pitcher prospect. Spent a lot of time with the Pirates. Strike. It appeared to be a little bit outside, but close enough. So the Royals at one point had a runner at second and nobody out, but Bauer and Perez get out of it. Fox Sports Kansas City is brought to you by Sling TV. Live TV you love, only better. And by Ford, going further so you can. Final game of 3 with Cleveland. And the games have gotten closer every night. Cleveland ran away on Monday. They won 9-3. The Royals had a 2-run lead last night, but Cleveland ended up winning 6-4. Now it's 3-2 going to the 9th inning, and it'll be Willie Peralta, who's done a nice job for the Royals in 6 games, and he'll get Kipnis, Naquin, and Perez.
He has. ERA's under 2. So far, so good. 7th game. Got a nice fastball, mid-90s. Good little slider, changeup.
to Jason Kipnis. This is the third time tonight that Kipnis has led off, and he spent some time in his Indians career as a leadoff hitter. He is batting 6th tonight, but he led off the second with a walk and scored. He led off the fourth with a double against Trevor Oakes, but Oakes worked around that, and he's also grounded out to short. Popped up, shallow center. Rosel Herrera makes the play. Tonight's copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Kansas City Royals. They may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Club. Ryan Lefevre with Rex Hudler, along with Joel Goldberg, Jeff Montgomery. One out to Tyler Naquin. Sliders in for a strike. Naquin is 0 for 2 with a walk. As always tonight with director Steve Kurtenbach, producer Kevin Cedergren, associate producers Al Broughton, Sam Abramson, Dave Holtzman, Casey Carter. Hit hard and hit deep, but run down by Jorge Bonifacio. And a couple of quick outs for Peralta in the top of the 9th inning.
Yep. And you know that our teammates you just mentioned, they get here 12 o'clock, sometimes earlier in the afternoon, and they are working to put together this the whole game on TV, the commercials, everything like that. They're hard work, and we appreciate what they do.
Fastball at 96 to Roberto Perez. He has a sacrifice bunt. Otherwise, he is 0 for 2. But his contribution tonight was throwing out Whit Merrifield, trying to steal third with 1 out in the 8th inning. It's the first time that Whit has been thrown out trying to steal third this year, and just the 2nd time in his career.
Yeah, you know, that fit in perfect for Perez. Pitch was up and in on Salvi, so Perez, all he had to do was just fire it down to third base. He had a good quick release. If the pitch would have been a breaking ball in the outer half of the plate or something, he might have had some success getting in there.
And now he goes back through the middle. Roberto Perez is famous, I guess, or known in recent Royals history as the first catcher to throw out Terrence Gore
in a regular season game. And he was also the 2nd catcher to throw out Terrence Gore in a regular season game. Back-to-back games, I believe.
Now Greg Allen. Now Terrence Gore technically was thrown out in the division series in 15, but he had the base stolen. But as he was popping up, kept the glove on him, and he was called out after a review.
Yeah, he was in there easily too.
Fouled away. No balls, 2 strikes on Greg Allen. Allen right now is the offensive difference in this game with his sacrifice fly back in the 2nd inning. That put the Indians in front 3-0, and then the Royals got 1 in the bottom of the 2nd and 1 in the 5th. And that's a line drive base hit into right field. So with 2 outs, the Indians get a pair of singles. And then back to the top of the order, and Lindor.
Yeah, it's a good swing. That's 87 down. He did a nice job of lifting it up. Did Greg Allen lift it?
So Lindor gets a chance with 2 on and 2 out. He is hitless tonight, but he did score a run back in the 1st inning following a walk, and that's in the dirt. So a wild pitch gets Perez to third, And Allen to second, so now 2 in scoring position for Lindor.
Yeah, slider was way short. Drew did a nice job of trying to keep it in front of him, but when it bounced, it just kicked up high and off his right shoulder. I mean, he didn't backhand it. He tried to get in front of it.
One and one on Lindor. He had a career high 7 RBIs in game 1 on Monday with a grand slam and a 3-run home run. Indians hit a grand slam on Monday. They also hit a grand slam against the Royals last night. So you've got a really good hitter at the plate. You got a really good hitter on deck. And with a count 1 ball 1 strike, they're going to talk strategy here. There's an open base. Who do you want to allow the opportunity to extend the lead? You want to give Lindor that chance, or do you want to give Brantley that chance?
Well, you know what? That's probably what they're talking about. But they're just going to go after Lindor here. And Peralta, you're a closer. You believe you can get Babe Ruth out.
To short. Escobar backhands and gets Lindor. So he was the answer to the question, and Peralta took care of it. Last chance for the Royals, down by 1. It'll be Bonifacio, Gordon, and Dozier. The 9th inning, and Cody Allen, who got the save last night. It was a 4-out save, and it was notable for him and the Indians. It tied an Indians record. That was his 139th career save, tying Bob Wickman. So if he gets the job done tonight, the record is his. Bonifacio, Gordon, and Dozier.
Just get a couple of guys on, see what can happen, get a big hit. Allen, he's a good closer, there's no doubt about it, but he's got an ERA and he has blown a save. Power curveball, you just saw there, fastball. He likes to throw first pitch breakers. He's got experience.
One on Bonifacio. Allen came on with 2 outs in the 8th inning last night and gave up a hit. But on the play,
Salvador Perez was thrown out at home plate. It was first ruled safe. The Indians challenged and won. So Allen really didn't get an out. He was credited with an out, and his defense took care of it. And then he got around an infield hit and a walk in the 9th inning for the save. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You know, Mike Jershely, I talked to him before the game about that play, and I said, Jersh, did you yell at Salvi? He goes, no, that was my fault. I said, well, how come? He says, I gave him the stop sign way too soon. I didn't realize that Rajai Davis, he came in so quickly. I thought he was going to be throwing home, and he came up and threw to third base, but I gave him the stop sign too soon. So he took the blame for that. And no, he's a stand-up guy. There's no doubt, and that might be the maybe one time that he's admitted that he's done something wrong. Although he's rarely made any mistakes over there.
We don't talk about him very often.
No, he's fantastic.
As far as questioning his decisions.
No, and not just his experience here in the majors, but he's been a long-time third base coach. All his years in Omaha. Tough pitch there. He was trying to get Bonifacio up in the zone and did. He got him. Closer's going to work up in the zone too now because I'm seeing more and more pitchers work breaking balls and 4-seamers up because hitters are so polished it down.
Alex has done well against Cody Allen. He was not one of the hitters that faced him last night. Get a guy like Cody Allen who comes up through your system. It really doesn't matter where he was drafted. If you identify a pitcher like this, and he is successful as Cody Allen has been, it's a victory. But I should point out he was a 23rd round draft pick. Wow. And he got to the big leagues the next year. I mentioned earlier that Trevor Bauer was drafted in 11.
Yep.
Got to the big leagues the next year. He was the fastest from that draft. Cody Allen was the 2nd fastest from that draft out of High Point College in North Carolina. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And he is the Indians' all-time strikeout leader for a reliever, and tonight trying to become the Indians' all-time saves leader. And Alex belts it to deep right field, and that's going to be up against the fence. So more success for Alex Gordon against Cody Allen, and the tying run is at second base with 1 out.
Alex got him a pitch. Hit his 8th double, and it was a breaker. A little curve. Now didn't have a whole lot of break, but it's on the inner half just enough for that front foot. That front foot was good and stationary and turned in to keep his hips in, and he was able to hit against his front side with some resistance and drove it.
Now Hunter Dozier, I mentioned Allen came on in the 8th inning with 2 outs last night and gave up a base hit. And then the out at the plate, it was Hunter Dozier who got the base hit. So Dozier to the plate against an American League closer, thinking to himself, I've got a hit off of this guy.
That's right.
Fastball at 95 for a strike. Fastball again at 95, cut on and missed. 0-2. tonight. It is a 3-pitch at bat. Allen against Dozier. All fastballs. And now there are 2 down.
Yeah, and it was the first one, might have been the best one. He wanted it up, but it wasn't. But it was a good miss. 4-seamer on the outer half.
And now it's Allen and Escobar. .95 again. Esky was down in the count 0-2 back in the 5th inning, and against Bauer dropped one out into right field. And then 2 batters later, Whit Merrifield got him home with a sacrifice fly. Esky has 17 at bats in the past against Cody Allen. No balls, 2 strikes.
So he's been fastball heavy, letting his fastball, what they say, eat. And it's been eating. Now he drops some hammer on him and fooled him. Now Escobar's thinking, man, you know what? I got to just battle here. They shorten up my swing. I'm just going to try to put it in play somewhere.
See if he can do it again with the count 0-2. Did he go? He did. So the game ends and the series ends on a check swing strikeout, and Cody Allen is the all-time Indian saves leader with 139, and he does it by striking out the side in the top of the 9th inning. The Indians win a 1-run game tonight, and they sweep the 3-game series against the Royals.